Thanksgiving alert. Flying on uncertified Boeing planes. Ask the American National Standards Institute, the American National Grading Board. Contact them. Ladies and gentlemen, I already told you, I'm going to give you a brief synopsis of this as I can. After 9/11, Boeing came out and said that they were going to be laying off on September 19, 2001, that they were going to be laying off 20 to 30,000 employees. We move up. I'm not going to go into the April supplier notification, but I will tell you about the July supplier notification, because this started the illusion of Boeing letting their suppliers, letting their investment people like BlackRock, also Fidelity, Vanguard, and State Street think that they were fully accredited to AS 9100. The supplier bulletin stated that all suppliers must be AS 9100, which is the international standard for aerospace. They must have AS 9100 plus ANAB accreditation. On their supplier portal, it called out third-party registers must be ANAB accredited or internationally equivalent, could be Iran, Pakistan, or China. In 2003, they came out, ANSI and ANAB, American National Standards Institute, American National Grading Board, who also founded the International Accreditation Forum, located in Delaware, and also their sister organization, the International Laboratory Accreditation Cooperation in Australia. They are both associations of accreditation bodies that are equivalent to ANSI-ANAB, and they are both underwriters for both the IAF and ILAC. January 2026, IAF and ILAC are forming together to form Global GLO-BAC, Global Accreditation Cooperation. In 2003, October, ANSI and ANAB came out with the OASIS database, the Heads Up 22, calling out the Online Aerospace Systems Information System. That was run completely by the International Aerospace Quality Group, which sit as members on ANSI-ANAB's board. And at that time, the IAQG was run 65% by Boeing. 2014 to 2024, Boeing made the illusion of being on the Management System Accreditation Committee. I've got 10 years of these web pages that show that they were on there while they were not certified. Nobody knew this. That gave the illusion to the supplier, gave the illusion to the investor, like Vanguard and BlackRock and State Street and Fidelity. This gave them the illusion like, hey, Boeing is right on top of it. They're in their accreditation body's pants, which is a conflict of interest. And this what spurred my interest, because this is a no-no. When you have the OEM, the original equipment manufacturer, forcing down suppliers' throats ANAB, and they're sitting on the committee that can grant, suspend, and withdraw certification, and they weren't certified to AS 9100. And then how this all came about, finding out that they gave that illusion, that I'm the guy who exposed the largest industrial and fiduciary scam this world has ever seen. And people ask me time and time and time again, Daryl, why isn't this breaking into the mainstream media? Because it's just like when I stood up here on April 17th, 2024, without being invited. It was open door, and you can't get up and just be arbitrarily to speak, but they let me speak. Because Richard Blumenthal knew my mom back in Connecticut. My mom was very much into politics, and Richard knew her very well. And she knew him. Bloomberg and Politico came up and spoke to me. And when I told them about this and the detail, that they said, Daryl, we can't generate an article with that. Nobody's going to go flying. Well, I'm warning you now for Thanksgiving. Don't go flying on a Boeing. Elizabeth Lund then came out with a confession on June 27th, 2024. Elizabeth Lund said, Boeing is willing and prepared to obtain an AS 9100 certification, an internationally recognized aerospace standard for quality that this plane maker requires for its suppliers. She said Boeing is already compliant with the standard and has been audited to the level as if it was certified. That's a bunch of BS. So what I did, she gave me that key. I homogenized everything together. Something doesn't smell right. Something stinks real bad. And I knew if I just stayed here and made the thing that, hey, they haven't been certified for 22 years. And people would say, well, how do you know that, Daryl? Do you have any proof? Of course. I'm the detective of quality. I went out to Boeing October 2024, spent almost a month out there at Everett, Renton, Auburn, and Northfield. And I'm going to tell you what I got. I got it right out of the horse's mouth. Elizabeth Lunn appeared to be bullshitting because with quality certification, your rank and file should know that you're certified. Well, guess what? I went to Everett, Renton, Auburn, Northfield, and I asked the employees, between 300 and 600 employees, I asked, are you certified to AS9100? They said, what's that? I says, how about any type of internal auditing going on? They said, what's that? Some of them got me off to the corner and says, hey, Daryl, let me just say this. He says, when I'm asked to go for training, whatever it is, I've never gotten trained for auditing. They never even asked. But when I get asked to go for training, my boss says you can't go because we're going to be late to order on the ship. So I proved the factor that by Boeing being involved this deeply in the Management System Accreditation Committee, I have a gut feeling that it gave BlackRock, Fidelity, State Street, and Vanguard a sense of this is a good company to invest in. They're very tight with their quality. All the rest of that, well, they pulled the wool over those investors' eyes. And that's a problem because I, too, have stock in Boeing. I'm going to give you the American National Standards Institute and the American National Crediting Board. For those suppliers who are accredited to that, your cert was made very bad by Boeing and ANAB's collusion on the Management System Accreditation Committee. It doesn't matter whether you get certified 10 years back or you're going to get certified today or 2026, 27, 28. The certificate, whether it's AS9100, ISO 9001, or any other derivative accredited by ANAB or their international equivalents, are invalid. The proof of the pudding is this. You have Joe's Machine Shop, AS9100 certified. Boeing colluded with ANAB. Already Joe's certificate is no good. It isn't because they were not certified, yet mandating to Joe to be ANAB accredited. The whole thing about quality certification is harmony. Harmony. That both companies, if Boeing was, both companies work together. They have similar procedures. Work instructions are slightly different depending on what they're making, but as a whole, AS9100 to AS9100. If Boeing doesn't have it, here's the component that Joe made. He ships it to Boeing. Dimensionally, it's great when it leaves his shop. As soon as it touches Boeing, it's no good. Theoretically, it was good when he made it. When it went into an uncertified, unaccredited system, his part's no good. So for all those years, for 22 years, Boeing built approximately 12,000 commercial airlines that you will more than likely be sitting on if you don't change to an Airbus. Am I saying it's any better? It's an alternative, and I jump on the alternative before I went on an uncertified, unverified aircraft as Boeing is. ANSI, the American National Standards Institute, New York, 212-642-4900. ANSI, Washington, D.C., 202-293-8020. That's 8020. ANAB in Washington, 414-501-5494. My number is 203-556-1493. I thank you.